Funding provided by...
You work hard to feed them well. That's why at Fairway, we're committed to our foundation of personalized service while treating our customers like family and valuing our employees. Fairway Meat and Grocery, that's what we're all about.
By Muscle Lighting, the sports lighting specialists, providing lighting systems for you, your project, and your community.
Welcome to the north side of Fort Dodge. We're at Harlan Rogers Sports Complex, where the championship atmosphere takes its final step as we begin the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Softball Championship game coverage between the #1 seeded Newell-Fonda Mustangs and the 3rd seeded Lisbon Lions. Welcome to Fort Dodge. Thank you for joining us. She's Molly Parrott. I am Brad Wells. And Molly, these two teams have both been at the state tournament each of the last 4 years. Lisbon has defeated the Newell-Fonda Mustangs the last 2 years. Familiar foes in the state title game.
Well, even though these two schools are quite a distance from each other, Brad, they know each other pretty well. Like you said, Lisbon getting the best of Newell-Fonda each of the last 2 seasons. Newell-Fonda, however, probably the team to beat. They're the #1 seed this week.
All right, let's take a look at both of these teams. We'll begin with the Lisbon Lions, their 4th straight trip, as we mentioned, and their 10th in school history.
Well, this is a great program over the years. You can see on the graphic, Bob Bunting, you are reading that correctly, his 52nd season at the helm. He is quite a legendary figure in Iowa high school girls softball. And Newell-Fonda, like we said, probably the team to beat, the #1 seed. They are in the midst of quite an impressive run of girls athletics for the Mustangs, having won state basketball this last season. Several of these student athletes competed at the state track meet.
Hello, everyone. The Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union recognizes pitchers that have achieved 100 victories for their high school softball careers. 5 pitchers reached their 100 victory plateau during the 2020 season. Here to present today's honorees with their 100 game plaques is IGHSAU Executive Director Gene Berger. Tonight's first honoree pitched Albia to 4 state tournament appearances in 5 years. Last year, she led the Blue Devils to the Class 3A state championship, where she was named captain of the all-tournament team. Owning a career mark of 101 and 27, from Albia, Jenna Lawrence. Our next honoree pitched 5 seasons at Collins Maxwell. She led the Spartans to 3 state tournament appearances, winning back-to-back state titles in 2018 and 19. She now pitches for the University of Virginia. With a record of 103 and 7, Collins Maxwell's Michaela Hogue. Our next honoree is another familiar face to Rogers Park. She led Clarksville to 4 state tournament appearances in 5 seasons, and last year helped the Indians to the 2020 Class 1A state championship. From Clarksville High School with a career mark of 109 and 18, Corey Wedeking. This 100-game winner pitched North Lynn to back-to-back Class 2A state championship games, winning the 2019 state title game while placing 2nd last year. She also tossed a no-hitter at last year's state tournament. Owning a record of 112 and 23 from North Lynn, Abby Flanagan. Our final honoree enjoyed a stellar 5-year career at Humboldt High School. The All-Stater helped her team reach the state tournament 3 times and was an all-tournament selection in 2018 when she led the Wildcats to a 3rd place finish in Class 3A. With a record of 121-16 from Humboldt, Ellie Jacobson. Congratulations to our 100-game winners from the 2020 softball season. Jenna Lawrence of Albia, Michaela Hogue of Collins Maxwell, Corey Wedeking of Clarksville, Northland's Abby Flanagan, and Ellie Jacobson of Humboldt. Ladies and gentlemen, the IGHSAU Golden Plaque of Distinction Award honors the Iowa coach who has demonstrated a successful career while making notable contributions towards school, community, and the coaching profession. Presenting this year's Golden Plaque of Distinction Award is IGHSAU Softball Administrator Jason Esslinger and IGHSAU Executive Director Gene Berger. The 2021 recipient of the Golden Plaque Award in softball is Jane Becker of Don Bosco. Jane was the softball coach at Don Bosco from 1986 through the 2018 season. In 32 seasons of coaching, her teams never posted a losing record and were state tournament qualifiers 9 times while placing 3rd 3 times. Jane owns a career coaching record of 962 and 415. Her 962 career wins ranks 1st among Iowa high school female softball coaches. Jane has been honored as District Coach of the Year numerous times and is a member of the Iowa Girls Coaches Association's Softball Coaches Hall of Fame and is also a member of the University of Northern Iowa Hall of Fame. Jane and her husband Leo have 3 children, Brittany, Corey, and Tony. The entire family are all proud graduates from Don Bosco High School. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to the 2021 recipient of the IGHSAU Softball Golden Plaque of Distinction Award from Don Bosco High School, Jane Becker.
They'll be bringing the players back onto the field in just a moment as the state championship title game festivities get fired up. The first of 5 state championship games, all right, here on Iowa PBS. 2 this Thursday evening. There will be 3 coming up on Friday. A really good crowd on hand. Beautiful day here in Fort Dodge. The sun is shining, a slight breeze going out towards the outfield fence from home plate. And a great matchup in store here in our 1A battle between Newell-Fonda and Lisbon. We'll get it back to Tim Fitzpatrick, the public address announcer, in just a moment here. But familiarity between these two teams, Molly, we touched on it in just a bit.
Good afternoon,
a year ago.
ladies and gentlemen.
Quarterfinals in 2019, a third-place game matchup between these two teams.
This 1A state championship game between the visiting team, the Lisbon Lions, and the home team, the Newell-Fonda Mustangs. Let's meet the non-starters. First of all, for the visitors from Lisbon. Number 24, Eddie Peterson. Number 26, Gabby Molman. And number 30, Chloe Clausen. Assistant coaches, Rachel Robertson, Kaylin Wickman, and Todd Nelson. And now, here's your starting lineup for the Lisbon Lions. Leading off and playing shortstop, number 7, Peyton Robinson. Batting second at third base, number 10, Stacia Hall. Batting third at second base, number 21, Mia Peterson. Cleanup hitter for the Lions at first base, number 1, Ella Clark. Batting fifth and doing the pitching, number 32, Riley Allgood. Batting sixth in right field, number 19, Callie Nelson. Batting seventh in center field, number 12, Paige Rose. Batting eighth, the designated player, number 23, Blair Baltus. And batting in the ninth position, doing the catching, number 16, Taylor Tekoff. And the flex player in left field, number 22, Sophie Jennett. Head coach for the Lisbon Lions, Bob Bunting. And now, let's meet the non-starters for the home team from Newell-Fonda. Number 7, Emma Erickson. Number 8, Grace Erickson. Number 9, Isabel Bartek. Number 10, Kinsey Hinders. Number 15, Greta Larson. Number 16, Anna Mercer. Number 17, JC Vanderhoff. And number 18, Alexis Mandernack. Your assistant coach, Jenna Snyder. And now, here's your starters for the Newell-Fonda Mustangs. Leading off and playing center field, number 1, Bailey Sievers. Batting second at second base, number 2, Macy Sievers. Batting third at first base, number 12, Ella Larson. Cleanup hitter for the Mustangs, doing the catching, number 4, Maggie Walker. Batting fifth, the designated player, number 13, Anna Belcock. Batting sixth at shortstop, number 3, Mary Walker. Batting seventh at third base, number 6, Sophie Stewart. Batting eighth in right field, number 11, McKenna Sievers. Batting in the ninth position, the left fielder, number 5, Mia Walker. And your flex player doing the pitching, number 14, Kira Jungers. Head coach for the Newell-Fonda Mustangs, Courtney Darrow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the home plate area. The umpires for this contest, as assigned by the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. At first base, Daryl Erickson. At third base, Deidre Moore. And calling the balls and strikes, Mr. Mike Bell. Already, we are ready for state championship softball.
All right, we set the stage. The Lisbon Lions, the visitors up on the scoreboard. They will bat first, Newell-Fonda. The home team will be out on defense to begin. We look at our outfielders. Mia Walker, Bailey Sievers, McKenna Sievers. Sophomore, senior, freshman across the outfield. Stewart, Walker, Sievers, Larson on the infield. One senior, that's Ella Larson. Behind the plate, fellow senior Maggie Walker. And in the circle, Kira Jungers, a freshman with a 1.03 earned run average, over 250 strikeouts on the season. Freshman pitcher says it's as plain as simple as we need to give our best effort. And Molly, two good pitchers, both very, very young.
Absolutely, Kira Jungers, good look at her wind up there. Her dad is the head coach for the Newell-Fonda girls basketball team. Often have good things to say about coaches' kids. And for Lisbon, we'll talk a lot about Riley Allgood. She has had a heck of a week in Fort Dodge. We'll talk about her in a bit.
All right, let's take a look at the lineup for the Lisbon Lions. As you see it on your screen, Robinson, the shortstop, leads things off, followed by Hall. Peterson, Ella Clark will bat cleanup. In the circle, Riley Allgood bats fifth. Callie Nelson, Paige Rose, Baltus, and Tekau round out the Lions' attack. As it begins with Peyton Robinson. And we'll take a look at our keys to the game. Let's start with the Lions.
Well, as I mentioned, Riley Allgood, it is all good with her. She has had a very good week in Fort Dodge. Threw a no-hitter in first round action. Semifinal action, 15 strikeouts, and this Lions team has to execute. If they're going to keep up with the potent offense of the Newell-Fonda Mustangs, got to find a way to manufacture some runs. They don't maybe have the gaudy statistics batting-wise that Newell-Fonda has, but they can score runs themselves.
First two pitches, strikes, as the second one is hit to Walker at shortstop, and beating the throw is Peyton Robinson as we begin the 1A championship game.
Hard hit ball. Peyton Robinson can really scoot down that line. Nice job at shortstop fielding the ball, but kind of waited back on it a little bit. The ball took that extra hop. Somebody like Peyton Robinson with those wheels can't really afford to sit back and let the ball play you in that situation.
So this is Hall to the plate, trying to advance Robinson as the bunt goes foul. Robinson, 20 stolen bases coming into the state tournament. Stacia Hall, senior third baseman, will be playing softball collegiately at St. Ambrose. And looks at one upstairs.
Junger, see if she can get Stacia Hall to maybe chase. Probably assumes that the bunt is still on until she maybe gets into a two-strike situation.
Does get the foul tip to go back into the backstop. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count.
Does Coach Bunting keep the bunt on here? A little bit of a risky situation with 2 strikes. But you expect that your number 2 hitter in the lineup and get it down however necessary.
Squared around for it, pulled it back. And now the count at 2-2.
Foul ball.
And that is a foul ball, and that is the first out of the game. As Hall goes down on the bunt attempt, fouled back into the net, 1 away. And Mia Peterson to the plate with Robinson still at first.
She's just going to keep going to that high heat every time they show that bunt. Good pitch calling there. See if you can get another batter. This time Peterson, see if you can get her to chase.
Peterson, 43 hits on the year. Does have 12 sacrifices of her own. Pulls back, looks at a strike. And the count now 1-1. As Robinson still standing over there at first base. And you have Maggie Walker, a senior, behind the plate. Threw a runner out in the semifinals yesterday. And checking on the runner after the pitch is Walker. But 1 ball, 2 strikes to count now.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Peterson swings through, strike 3, and there's 2 away. Jungers, a couple of putouts here on her own.
Well, tough opportunity there for the Lions. You get your leadoff hitter. She sets the table. That's exactly what you want in the top of the first inning. And 2 consecutive batters unable to advance her to scoring position.
Ella Clark, 24 RBIs on the season.
As you mentioned, Peyton Robinson over on first base. She is a bit of a threat to steal, but certainly not the numbers for Lisbon on a season like you see for Newell-Fonda. They have several players with more than 20 stolen bases on the year.
Here's the 0-2 to Clark. And 3 strikeouts for inning number 1 for the young freshman pitcher, Kiera Jungers. The leadoff batter is aboard, but sticking with it.
Mike, make sure you look back here before you start dating.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You see the swing from Clark.
I apologize.
That's okay.
And Molly, that leadoff batter, able to get on. And that infield single.
Okay.
But then Jungers really looked well, and
Okay.
Lisbon unable to get the bunch down. Let's take a look at the defense now for the Lions. As you have Jennett, Gross, and Nelson in the outfield. Hall and Robinson. Left side of the infield, Peterson and Clark. Right side of the infield, Tekau, a senior behind the plate, and in the circle, Riley Allgood, a sophomore, 1.68 run average, over 250 Ks. And here is the lefty for the Lions.
Riley Allgood has had a very good week in Fort Dodge. Threw a no-hitter against Clarksville in the first round action. Second round action, 15 strikeouts. Pretty dominating week for number 32.
Let's take a look now at the batting order for the Newell-Fonda Mustangs. Lead it off with Severs, followed by Ella Larson, Maggie Walker, Belcock, Mary Walker, Stuart Severs, and Mia Walker. And we promise to sort out all the sisters and the cousins of the Severs and the Walkers, because you can go Severs. You also have Walker that we may hear from time to time. But Bailey Severs, the senior center fielder, gets it started as you see Coach Darrow in the third base coach's box.
Severs hitting just under 400 coming into the state tournament. And while she's a very accomplished softball player, she'll play basketball in college at Dordt. All 3 of these seniors actually on this Newell-Fonda team will play basketball, small college level next year. So this will, what we assume would be the last softball game for the 3 of them.
And there was a bunt down the first base line, but I believe we're going to have either a foul ball called or it hit Severs when she was out of the batter's box, and that's what the rule is. They're going to call Bailey Severs out. The ball was...
See if we can get a good look at it here. Looks like that
she kicked it.
First couple steps out of the batter's box. See what Macy Severs can do.
So 1 away.
Macy with the top batting average for the Mustangs on the season.
I would say you give it a put out to the
Allgood misses high. Macy Severs looking at the first 2 outside of the zone. Well, there are 4 sets of siblings on this Newell-Fonda softball team. We'll make a case for 5 as well, as it's 3-0 now to Macy Severs. You have Macy and McKenna Severs. You have Maggie and twin sisters, Mia and Mary Walker. Greta and Ella Larson, Emma and Grace Erickson. And you also have Kinsey Hinders and sister Elise, who's not on the travel squad, but 5 sets of siblings within the Newell-Fonda softball program. You also have, we mentioned a couple other Sievers, Bailey Sievers and Sophie Stewart. They're both cousins to Macy and McKenna Sievers.
There will not be a quiz later.
There will not be a quiz later.
I'm assuming.
No.
I do not plan to keep that straight.
Ball forward gets away from Tekau, the catcher. Macy Sievers heads down to first, and Ella Larson steps in for Newell-Fonda. Larson with 4 home runs on the season. Leads the team. Will play basketball at Grandview. A 4-sport athlete. And he slaps one into left field. That's down in front of Sophie Jennett, the junior left fielder.
Oh, Larson, man, steps up to the plate with a lot of confidence there, taking a crack at that first offering. Several lefties in this Mustangs lineup. They have a lot of speed, as I mentioned, a lot of threats for stealing on the base paths.
Now in steps senior catcher Maggie Walker. With 2 on, 1 away. And a full swing through strike 1.
Quarterfinal action, Newell-Fonda just barely gets by North Butler 2-0. And yesterday in semifinal action, they were down after the first inning, just 1-0. Certainly no panic in them, ended up winning pretty comfortably 7-3 over Southeast Warren.
Well, they've been in championship game atmospheres before the state basketball tournament, winning each of the last 3. Maggie Walker's an interesting story. How about this, Molly? She's been to state in 12 of the 12 sports seasons she's been a part of: basketball, track and field, and softball. And here's a little floater over the third baseman's head. Hall can't handle it. Robinson, the shortstop, kicks it away, and Sievers scores at home. Safe at third is Larson.
Newell-Fonda aggressive on the base paths early. If the Lions make any type of mistake, they have every intention of capitalizing, just as they do there.
And that goes down as another hit, just outside of the reaching third baseman. Stacia Hall heads up base running there by Macy Sievers to get to the plate.
Well, the ball had just kind of squirted over behind that third base side, down where a lot of the camera crews and photog crews are for the various media outlets. But good heads-up coaching there by Courtney Darrow to send her home.
So 2 runners in scoring position. Maggie Walker stands on second base. Larson is at third. Anna Belcock is in to hit.
Ball.
Looks at one upstairs. Belcock with 34 runs batted in on this season. Has 42 hits. 12 doubles. And a little pop-up. Tekau can't get to it behind the plate. Count on Belcock. 1-1. For Riley Allgood, the sophomore pitcher, Molly, we saw her pitch out of some jams in the semifinals as they held on to beat Wayne 4-3 yesterday here in Fort Dodge. Here's the 1-1 upstairs.
2 ball, 1 strike.
Wayne had their opportunities. Things got interesting late in the game against Lisbon, and Riley Allgood was able to seal the deal for the Lions, but things were tense there for a bit. Wayne left several base runners.
Hard hit ball right field line and will drift foul.
7 stranded base runners yesterday for Wayne. Lisbon, on the other hand, did a very good job of executing. Scored 4 runs, only left 4 stranded. When they had opportunities, they were able to capitalize.
Riley Allgood pitching at the state tournament last year as a freshman. Said it was a little nerve-wracking then. all eyes are on you, but you kind of just realize that it's not about you, it's about the team, and gets the called strike for out number 2.
Goes down and strikes out number 2. That'll bring up shortstop number 3, Mary Walker.
Right at the belt, over the plate. And now Mary Walker digs in. Mary, younger sister to Maggie, who stands on second base. Fouls one straight back. Her twin sister Mia Walker will come up later in the batting order. Mary at the plate is the Mustangs shortstop. And has an opportunity here to add more runs in the first inning. Newell-Fonda takes a 1-0 lead.
Lisbon trying to avoid a big inning after getting themselves into quite a bit of a jam.
All good, ahead in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Working on Walker, gets a pop-up, right side of the infield, and unable to make the catch. It's going to be a foul ball.
Foul ball.
The ball did land in fair territory, but the ball was touched in foul territory. We've got a foul ball. We're going to reset. A lot of action. The crowd absolutely loves it here, Molly.
She touched it in foul territory.
So there you see the catcher.
Right?
She touched it in foul, lost control, Coach.
Taylor Tekow, the catcher, was giving chase, touched it in foul territory, and thus that making it a foul ball. It doesn't matter if you lose control and it lands in fair territory. It's where it's touched. Think of a ground ball, Molly. If it's on the line or fair, it's a fair ball. If it's in foul territory, it's a foul ball.
And Mary Walker has new life over what probably should have been the 3rd out of the inning.
One ball, 2 strikes.
Newell-Fonda, even though they won pretty easily yesterday against Southeast Warren, Southeast Warren actually ended up stranding more runners on base. Newell-Fonda, Kiera Jungers able to slam the door when necessary.
Allgood gets the strikeout for out number 3. So 2 Ks for Allgood in the first inning, but Newell-Fonda strikes first. They get 1 run in the bottom
How you doing?
of the first inning. Well, let's take a look now at this tournament bracket for Class 1A softball. As you have the top-seeded Newell-Fonda Mustangs and the 3rd-seeded Lisbon Lions in the championship game. Newell-Fonda defeating North Butler and Southeast Warren. Lisbon getting to the championship game going through Clarksville and Wayne. So you also have Sigourney, Rims, and St. Mary's Class 1A state tournament qualifiers in 2021. There you see Bob Bunting, the head coach for the Lisbon Lions, in his 52nd year of coaching high school softball. 1,233 career wins. And Molly, he has been at it a long time. When he started, he was coaching both softball and baseball, and I believe it was at 1968. Is that the first year he was coaching?
Well, he said 68 to 88 he was coaching baseball and softball. I have no idea how that can happen. Maybe they didn't play 45 games in a season like they do now, but he is a historical figure not only in the state but certainly in that Lisbon community. Winning some state championships in the 90s. Haven't been to a championship game since the days of Paige Stamp. In 1996, that's a name in Iowa high school softball a lot of folks will know. Maybe not the student athletes on the field, Many others who have followed the game in the state for a long time will definitely know that name.
Won state titles in 1994, 1995, and 1996. This is their first championship game appearance since 1996. Riley Allgood behind, no balls, 2 strikes. Looks at one off the plate.
Riley Allgood, see if she can help her own cause here. We've seen some pitchers who hit this week. She is one of the best on this Lisbon team.
Swings through, strike 3. Just came off a really good finish to that first inning, too, with 2 runners in scoring position. Finished the inning with 2 strikeouts. Swings through, strike 3 there, but she finished that first inning very well. Pop up to Maggie Walker. And Callie Nelson is retired. 2 downs here in the second. Center fielder Paige Rose digs in.
Kiara Junger's making pretty quick work of the Lions. Getting on top of batters early. Making some bunt attempts, making those batters chase a little bit back in the first inning, trying to advance Peyton Robinson, who had gotten on base in that leadoff spot, unable to advance her.
There's a pop fly, shallow left center, and looked like Bailey Sievers thought Maggie Walker was going to be underneath it. That drops in for a base hit for Rose.
A little bit of miscommunication in the outfield. It was hit high enough. I think if someone of the 3 had maybe decided they were going to come charging hard after it, I think a catch could have been made, but just a little bit of indecision by 3 players.
Called strike on the batter, Blair Baltus. Baltus, the designated player. Sophomore, swings through, strike 2. Baltus hitting .330 on the season. Behind in the count, no balls, 2 strike. Jungers delivers.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Kiara Jungers has had a fantastic state tournament, quarterfinals, no runs on just 2 hits, had 9 strikeouts. Here's a hard hit ball to left field. Reaching grab by Mia Walker for out number 3 as the Mustang defense comes up with a big play in the second inning.
Nice snag.
Heck of a catch. She really read that nicely off the bat.
Hard hit ball by Baltus here. Full extension for the lefty. Secures the ball, and a 1-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the second. Well, there's some new artwork in Fort Dodge. Floyd of Rosedale. You're familiar with the football trophy, Molly. Well, the friendly bet between governors of Iowa and Minnesota back in 1930s. Originally, Floyd, the hog, was from Rosedale Farms near Fort Dodge. Later, Floyd got turned into a trophy. Why not turn him into an art piece here? New Floyd art piece was installed in Fort Dodge this summer. 15-foot long, 14-foot tall. What's better than a bronze pig? You put a sculpture together, right? To honor the bronze pig.
Well, I don't know if the Floyd of Rosedale is the better piece of livestock art, or I would maybe go with Albert the Bull in Audubon,
Ooh.
Iowa.
Yep, those are...
I mean, those are 2 prized pieces of large livestock public art.
Got some history with the bull as well, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Get to Audubon, get to Fort Dodge, check out the art, people.
Compare, add your notes,
Let us know what you think.
Iowa PBS here. You see the flag there, a little breeze again blowing from home plate towards the outfield fence. Keeps it very comfortable, especially in the shade here in Fort Dodge. Beautiful conditions for softball. Would you agree?
Some might call it perfect.
You could absolutely call it perfect for softball. That one missed just low as Newell-Fonda leads off the bottom of the second inning with Sophie Stewart, junior third baseman. Swings through strike one. Riley Allgood, the sophomore, with one out, walked a batter, then gave up back-to-back hits, which drove a run in, and then struck out the next two batters to get out of a jam with runners on second and third. And Allgood starting to get in a groove here.
Sophie Stewart having a hard time seeing the ball here. And Riley Allgood, the lefty, she seems to be getting stronger here in this second inning. Like we said, she had 15 strikeouts against Wayne yesterday. Pretty dominating performance.
He's popped back into the stands. Sophie Stewart stays alive. Stewart cousins to Macy and McKenna Sievers. Here is the 1-2 pitch. And strike three for Allgood. Gets her third strikeout of the game, her first out here in the second inning.
Riley told us yesterday the rise ball is her bread and butter pitch. Yesterday against Wayne, she said she was getting him to chase her screwball. Very confident young person. Fun to chat with her a little bit after the game. Has aspirations of playing softball at the college level.
There's a pop-up right side of the infield. Right fielder Callie Nelson comes in to make the catch for out number 2. And McKenna Sievers is retired, and now Mia Walker to the plate.
Batting on the ninth position, left fielder number 5, Mia Walker.
When that first went up, I thought that was going to be Mia Peterson's ball, the second baseman, but I would say with that little breeze, nobody give up on any pop flies here the rest of the evening in Fort Dodge.
Mia Walker, another lefty in this Newell-Fonda lineup. Has a pretty good eye at the plate, over 20 walks on the season. They go lefties in the 9 hole and then again at the top of the lineup. Pretty potent speed there for the Mustangs. And we're getting a good look at that good eye of Mia Walker. I was mentioning not chasing, staying disciplined against Riley Allgood. Those couple of pitches out of the zone.
Mia Walker with lots of speed. Swings through strike one. A lot of times, Molly, you see that 9 spot in the batting order kind of helps set up the top of the order for a lot of teams. Can use it as that secondary leadoff batter. Walker watches one up high. 3 balls, 1 strike. Mia Walker, the sophomore, leads the team in free passes this season, with 20 coming into the state tournament. Here's the 3-1 and looks at strike 2. The count is full. 2 away here in the second. Riley Allgood in the circle for Lisbon, trying to get to the 3rd inning. And gets strikeout number 4. 2 strikeouts in the second for all good, and we move to the third. 1-0, Newell-Fonda, a 1-run lead after 2 innings. Well, let's take a look at, we're going to look at both pitchers, but let's start with Kiera Jungers, the freshman pitcher. Molly, this is at 180 frames per second.
Well, we mentioned Kiera's dad is a high school basketball coach for Newell-Fonda, very successful. Oftentimes coaches' kids are hard workers, dedicated, committed, all of those things. Just a freshman, a lot of strikeouts on the season, several strikeouts already in this evening's game. Pretty quiet in our interview yesterday.
Yep. Coach Courtney Darrow was an assistant for 1 season under Dick Jungers. Called Dick a great mentor. He won a state title, had a couple runner-up finishes. Coaches the basketball team. And she said, Coach Jungers is in there catching for his daughter every Sunday when we've got pitchers and catchers. If we don't have enough catchers. Throwing that glove on and helping Kiera do what she loves.
Well, Coach Darrow talked about this great run of girls athletics at Newell-Fonda, and just a really athletic group. Pitch every Sunday in the off season, not many days off for too many of these kids because they're jumping from sport to sport to sport. These 3 seniors on this squad are all 5-year starters, so they've just, it's a pretty confident bunch.
Taylor Teckow pops out to the right side of the infield. Macy Sievers from second baseman spot gloves it for out number 1, and we come to the top of the order. Peyton Robinson led off the game with an infield single and would not get any further than first base. Slaps one into left field. Walker is back, and Mia Walker makes the grab.
I like that aggressiveness out of Robinson, attacking early in her at-bat. A lot of confidence as she steps to the plate.
Stacia Hall now to the plate. Struck out on a bunt attempt with 2 strikes. And comes to the plate here in the third with 2 away. And looks at strike 2 as Jungers paints the corner.
Nice pitch call there. That 0-2 count, not giving Hall anything that looks good, way down in the count.
Stacia Hall, one of the seniors on this Lisbon Lions team, pops it up right side. That's Larson underneath it, and Larson makes the catch. 3 pop-ups for Lisbon offensively in the third. As we flip the book, Newell-Fonda coming to the plate. Let's take a look at the Lisbon Lions.
Riley Allgood
Curler.
bringing some heat, the lefty. Newell-Fonda having a little bit of a trouble seeing the ball. We'll see the second time through the lineup if they have a little better luck. Really impressed with Riley and the way she really settled down after getting into a little bit of a jam. Had a couple of ducks on the pond for Newell-Fonda, was really able to avoid that big inning, just gave up that 1 run. Really settling in.
Miley Riley Allgood is a pitcher who absolutely loves the sport of softball. She said, she's been pitching since she was 10 years old, but she said, I want to go pro. And she's got a professional softball team, the Bandits, that is her favorite team, and really awesome to hear. Like, we've heard a lot of kids that say, I want to play college ball, but I don't think I've ever heard a kid say, I want to go pro.
Yeah, it's great to see more visibility for women's professional softball, those aspirations are possible. Love to hear that.
Riley Elga, just a sophomore as well, over 250 strikeouts, 29-4 on the season, looking for win number 30. Through a no-hitter in the quarterfinals against the defending champions, the Clarksville Indians.
Now, Newell-Fonda being, in closer proximity. They have been going home, having batting practice at their home field, their home complex, sleeping in their own beds. Lisbon has been, of course, a farther distance from Fort Dodge. They've been staying at Iowa Central this week, having the full state tournament experience, even bringing their stuffed lion, Leo, along.
That's right.
I don't know if we've been able to get a camera shot of Leo, but if we can, we will.
Allgood gets 2 strikes on Bailey Sievers, the leadoff batter here in the third. And there's a stuffed lion. It's been in the Lisbon dugout for about the last 4 or 5 weeks of the season. And Riley was telling us about Leo the lion. I said, when did it start? What's the importance? And she just said, oh, he's very important. Sievers fouls it back to extend her at-bat here in the third. Sievers was called out for contacting the ball in fair territory on her way to first back in the first inning. Faces an 0-2 count and slaps it to Ella Clark, the first baseman. An easy scoop and touch of the pillow over there at first. So 3 unassisted for out number 1, and Macy Sievers comes to the plate. Macy scored the game's only run in the first inning, reached on a walk. Ella Larson's base hit advanced her to second, and she scored on Maggie Walker's base hit that landed just over the third baseman's head. And as Stacia Hall and Peyton Robinson were trying to gather, it got kicked over towards the fence, and heads up base running by Macy to plate a run. There's a pop-up, and Tekka cannot hold on to the pop fly in foul territory.
Macy will get another chance here. And she's not somebody that you want to give another opportunity to. She can.
Nice effort, Taylor.
She's not that big of a kid, but she can swing a big stick. Has 3 home runs on the season, hitting just under 440. She is not the type of player you want to give an extra out to. See if she can take advantage.
Pop fly right side, Peterson underneath it. And there's 2 away. And brings Ella Larson to the plate. As we take another look here at the easy catch there for Peterson, the junior second baseman. Larson at the plate, saw 1 pitch in her first at-bat. Simple poke out to left field. Looks at a strike at the knees. Ella Larson's going to play basketball at Grandview, a 4-sport athlete. Qualified for 3 different events at the state track meet, and it's her second base hit of the game. Ella Larson slapping it into the gaps. 1 to left field, now 1 to right center.
Oh, Larson, good-looking athlete there. Makes it look pretty easy. Just drops in right in front of center field.
So a 2-out base hit brings Maggie Walker into the batter's box.
Larson with 26 stolen bases coming into the state tournament. She is a threat over there with 2 outs on first base.
And she's on her way down to second, and she will be in there safely.
Good jump, slides right into the bag, beats the throw. Looked like Tekau maybe stumbled a little bit as she emerged from her squat behind the plate.
Talked about Ella Larson at the state track meet. She ran the 4x2, 4x4 in distance med this past year. And Maggie Walker pops one out to right field, and that ends the threat in the third as the Mustangs leave a runner in scoring position, but still hold a 1-run lead.
Go above it. Hey, we're chasing rice balls up here. We're not strikes. We're popping it up. We're not going to drive it anywhere. What are we doing? Look at it. You know where it's coming. Let's go.
And the Microsoft Surface Go at no extra cost.
As head coach Bob Bunting, 52 years coaching softball, over 1,200 victories. He's second among active coaches behind Dallas Center Grimes coach Steve Schlafke, 7th on Iowa's all-time wins list. Molly, the kids that play for him now say he's pretty laid back, but he's tough on us. He holds us accountable.
He's a retired teacher. So many of these coaches this week are also in the classroom for their day job. He was the AD for 30 years, taught upper-level high school math. He said he's coached a little bit of everything in that district over the years and can't quite give it up after retiring a number of years ago from teaching. He said graduated from Wartburg. Lisbon was his first job, and he never left. Been a good fit for him and his family, although his kids, his 2 adult sons, they went to Mount Vernon. He said, I didn't want to coach them. They needed to have their own thing over there at Mount Vernon, so it seemed like it worked out pretty well for the Bunting family.
Worked out pretty well for the Lisbon Lions as well in the state championship game here in 2021. And here to start the 4th inning. 3-4-5 in the order. Mia Peterson leads off as the freshman Kira Jungers in the circle. Continues to throw hard and is throwing well. Again, allows just an average of 1 run per game. Has over 250 strikeouts. A 28-3 record this season. And this is outside. 3 balls, no strikes on the first 3 pitches here of the 4th inning.
I don't know that I would go so far as call this a pitcher's duel. There are 5 hits in the game, but really for the most part, these 2 pitchers in control. Kira Jungers, we're seeing now for Newell-Fonda, and Riley Allgood for Lisbon. 2 underclassmen, freshman and a sophomore respectively, looking quite mature out there in the circle.
2 strikes.
I asked Kira Jungers what her favorite sport was, anticipating basketball with her dad being the basketball coach, but she said softball with no hesitation. Ball 4 to Mia Peterson gives the Lions a runner. With nobody out, Ella Clark to the plate. Looking to bunt Peterson into scoring position. Clark cannot get it down. And we saw this in the first inning, Molly, when Peyton Robinson led off the game with a base hit. We had the next 2 batters attempt to bunt the runner down to second. There, Clark gets down a good one. The throw back to first from Larson is right on target to Sievers. And the sacrifice moves Peterson down to second base.
Nice job by Ella Clark. Safely gets that ball down. That is her job in that situation, not looking to try to really get out of the box in the hurry. Get that ball down, advance the runner.
Clark, the sophomore, gets the bunt down. Here's Allgood, the slap into the infield. It's played on by Macy Sievers. 4-3 for out number 2. Peterson does advance from second to third on the ground ball hit by Riley Allgood. And now Callie Nelson steps in. Popped out to the shortstop in her first at bat. Jungers misses upstairs. A tying run for Lisbon stands on third base in Peterson. Jungers gets the strike call, hits the corner. Jungers pitched in the state tournament in 2020 as an 8th grader. Here's a ground ball scooped by Stewart. The throw across the diamond, not in time. Lisbon ties it at 1 apiece.
Oh, the execution for the Lions pays off, and they get the key hit that they need with 2 outs. Coach Bunning knows what he's doing.
A great play made by Stewart at third. And if they get the out at first, the run would not have counted, but the speed of Nelson puts the Lions on the board, and Paige Rose swings through strike 1. She had a base hit in the 2nd inning. Rose looks at strike 2. Throw from Walker over to Larson at first. Keeping Nelson in check. No balls, 2 strikes now. On the batter, Paige Rose, the senior left fielder.
Ball.
Looks at one off the plate. A good hold there by Rose.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
It's fouled straight back. Callie Nelson at first base drives a run in, had 2 RBIs, scored a run in the quarterfinals, scored a run in the semifinals, and here's a hard hit ball into left field. Nicely played by Mia Walker as Rose is retired. A hard hit ball for out number 3, but Lisbon ties it up as we go to the bottom of the 4th.
All right, hey, are we taking the pitches that she wants us to take, or are we taking our pitches? Her pitches, okay? If you chase her eyes, what are you gonna get? I'd rather eyes. If you lay out their eyes, what are you probably gonna get? 1 in the zone, okay? You gotta stay off the high, okay? Stay off the high, get 1 in your zone here, okay? Hey, take your hands high to the ball, high down to the ball. Here you go, team on 3, 1, 2, 3. Sophie, great stop, kid. So that's all you can ask for right there, kiddo.
Slight adjustment for the plate approach for the Newell-Fonda Mustangs by head coach Courtney Darrow in her 3rd season as head coach.
Well, Riley Allgood told us her bread and butter is the rise ball, and she is getting the Mustangs to chase, like Courtney Darrow just said. Courtney, a Fort Dodge native, actually. Brings her team down to the tournament this year. Coach Adams, who will be in the state championship game for her alma mater tomorrow night, said she's been a good mentor. She likes to schedule a difficult schedule for her team. They come down to the Fort Dodge tournament every year. I feel like it prepares them really well. So they play Fort Dodge, play Cedar Rapids, Kennedy. Like that good competition, feel like it prepares them really well for anything and everything that they might see in the postseason.
And they got to play 3 teams that all are here at the state tournament. Fort Dodge and Kennedy both in that 5A field. Central Springs in the 2A field. Fort Dodge playing in the 5A title game. And tell you what, these Mustangs of Newell-Fonda, Molly, they played the big schools really tough. Anna Belcock, a grounder over to third. Hall with a nice play. And the long throw across the diamond to get Belcock. But those games against those 5A schools, lost to Fort Dodge 4-1, lost to Cedar Rapids Kennedy 5-0.
Well, we often hear at the state tournament different philosophies about scheduling and whom you maybe want to schedule against that's a non-conference play, and it is pretty common for some of these smaller schools at the state tournament who are advancing to semifinal and final action to play a challenging schedule against some bigger schools. They know it prepares them really well for anything they might see in the postseason.
How else do you prepare for teams you might play in that state championship, quarterfinal, semifinal, title game round? All good misses upstairs. Mary Walker, the batter, a strikeout in her first at-bat, ended the first inning. Trying to get things started with one out here in the fourth for Newell-Fonda. All good goes up high.
2 balls.
Coach Darrow just talked about those high pitches and laying off them.
After graduating from Fort Dodge, Coach Darrow played at Iowa Central and Morningside, and similar to Coach Bunting, although she's been doing it a lot less time so far. Newell-Fonda is the district she ended up teaching in, teaches 3rd grade. It's the only place that she's been. Good fit for her and her husband, who's the baseball coach there in the district.
He's been in the school district for 8 years, and husband Bo said, we've learned a lot because Bo's trying to build the baseball program
Ball 4.
back up to a tough contender, and Mary Walker takes ball 4, and that gives Newell-Fonda a base runner.
Keep your hands high, go down the ball, lay off high.
Mary Walker at first with close to 20 stolen bases on the season. See if they test the catcher Tekau. And Sophie Stewart steps in.
Ball.
Tekau certainly expecting a little movement over there at first.
Walker with a big jump. Wants to make Tekau think about it. Sophie Stewart up to bat, made that great play over at 3rd base to stop that hot grounder, but just wasn't able to get back on her feet and throw out the runner fast enough, so that run did score. Let's see if she can help her team on the offensive end here.
Here's the 2-0. That's slapped into right center. That is trouble. Diving effort. Cannot make the catch. Nelson just about grabbed a web gem highlight. Instead, Newell-Fonda with 2 runners aboard.
And she does a pretty good job. She doesn't make that catch, but just by getting a piece of it, she keeps it in front, and that runner is then doesn't even really think about advancing to 3rd.
Run for 6.
Pinch run, Coach?
Yes.
That's a 10 right there, right? It looks like 6.
Second error of the game for Lisbon.
10 for 6. Gotcha.
Yep. Thank you, sir.
So Kinsey Hinders into run.
Pinch runner at first for Stewart will be number 10, Kinsey Hinders. Hinders running at first.
Kinsey Hinders to pinch run here in the 4th inning for Stewart. So, excuse me, that goes down as a base hit for Sophie Stewart. You have Hinders into run. And McKenna Sievers looks at strike 1 from Allgood. We saw Riley Allgood pitch out of a jam in the 1st inning. We saw her do the same in the semifinals. Coach says she can get us out of jams. Here's the bunt by Sievers. The play over to first. It's out number 2 as Peterson covers. And now 2 runners in scoring position. All good, fielding her position well.
Yeah, does a nice job of hopping off that mound to field the ball there. Turn, make that kind of a tricky throw for a lefty there.
So now Mia Walker, the sophomore left fielder, steps up with 2 runners in scoring position. Hard hit ball, center field. Rose giving chase, can't make the catch. 1 run is in. 2 runs will cross the plate as Walker into second base, and the Mustangs are back in front.
Oh, Mia Walker, she just goes after that first pitch. She is hyped out on second base. Hard hit ball into that gap. Scoots into second. She is amped, people. Let's go.
A 2 RBI double puts the Mustangs in front. As the crowd in blue out in full force. 40 miles west of Fort Dodge. And the players talked about the support of the community they've received all season, saying they have fans that stand around the outfield fence. They fill the stands behind the infield. We've had people come to our practices.
Now that is fandom.
That is getting locked in when you're going to practices.
The receivers at the top of the lineup tonight. Not much luck so far in this game.
0 for 2. Here's a pop fly. Goes to Robinson at short and makes the catch for out number 3. But the Newell-Fonda Mustangs, after giving up a run in the top of the 4th inning, they get 2 back. And they lead at 3-1. We'll be back with more championship softball right after this.
Hi, I'm Bill Riley, and I can't wait for Fair 2021 to begin. For 5 decades, Iowa PBS has brought you in-depth coverage of the great Iowa State Fair. Entertainment, competitions, livestock, food, and fun. We bring the magic of the State Fair right into your living room. It all starts August 16th with nightly coverage at 9 o'clock. It's a full hour of highlights for 6 nights in a row. See the fair like you won't see it anywhere else, only on statewide Iowa PBS.
This month in Passport on the PBS video app, your on-demand library for the best of PBS.
This is the point where you reveal I'm not even human.
Wow! Oh my goodness!
Mentally, we're extremely fit. We have this incredible ability to adapt and persevere.
What Ballet Trocadero has done over the years is turned ballet kind of on its head.
These and other shows from your PBS station are available with Passport on the PBS video app. Download it today.
Three runs crossed the plate in the 4th inning, 1 for Lisbon to tie the game at 1 apiece. Then Newell-Fonda answers with 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th. As we welcome you back to Fort Dodge, Iowa. Newell-Fonda Mustangs in blue. You see Dick Jungers, the head girls basketball coach for the Newell-Fonda Mustangs. State champion in 2019, 2020, and 2021. And right now, nervous parent, proud father of this Newell-Fonda freshman pitcher, Kiera Jungers. Working with a 2-run lead once again. Fielding her position, drops it, recovers, gets the out at first.
Nice athletic play over there by Ella Larson.
No need to be nervous, Dad. I got it.
She initially can't handle it, but does kind of just keeps her composure there. Kind of awkwardly throws it over to first, and Ella Larson breathes a sigh of relief as she comes up from that split position.
One away, and Blair Baltus is out. Taylor Tekau now to the plate. Top of the 5th inning. Tekau's first plate appearance came to lead off the 3rd inning. Pops out to the second baseman, Macy Sievers. And looks at 2 balls. Taylor Tekau, a senior, going to play softball at Clark. Multi-sport athlete, played basketball for 2 years, track for a year.
Softball definitely your favorite, she said. Kind of sound like those other sports were just something to pass the time a little bit.
The athlete that would do just about anything laid down a suicide squeeze bunt in the 2nd inning of the semifinals to help put the Lions in this championship game, and draws a 1-out walk.
And what number would you like to use, sir?
In the 5th.
All right.
And with Tekau the catcher, courtesy runner is an option. And Gabby Molman, the sophomore,
Goes on it. Got to drive it, right?
steps out there.
Number 26, Gabby Molman.
So Molman now stands at first for Tekau. Tekau will be able to re-enter and continue catching for the Lions, but we get to the top of the order now. Peyton Robinson has been hitting the ball hard in this championship game. She's 1 for 2, but solid contact both times.
Well, she did all she could to set the table in the 1st inning. Her teammates were unable to bunt her over into scoring position.
And Molman heads down to 2nd on the wild pitch. That one from Jungers bouncing in front of Walker. And now Robinson, a runner in scoring position. Had an infield single in the 1st, fly out to left in the 3rd.
3-0.
Lisbon, just a scrappy team. Might get down a couple runs, but tries to come right back at you as Robinson looks at strike 1. The Lisbon Lions, Molly, we mentioned how both of these teams have been to 4 straight state tournaments. Lisbon lost in the semifinals each of the last 3 years. Finally got over that hump. Now the question is, can they finish?
Well, when you look at their statistics, I mean, maybe comparatively to Newell-Fonda, they don't have some of those gaudy batting numbers, 300, 400, lots of home runs, lots of stolen bases. I think they just play smart softball. Certainly it helps when you have a confident pitcher like Riley Allgood in the circle. Defense plays solid behind her, and they just manufacture enough runs to win. Coach Bunting's been doing this a long time. See what they're going to come up with here.
So Robinson gets the free pass. Stacia Hall now the batter. Tried to put a bunt down in the 1st inning to advance Robinson, and even attempted to bunt with 2 strikes and fouled it back for the strikeout. And then popped out to the second baseman in the 3rd. Comes up with runners on 1st and 2nd here in the 1st. That one is just off the plate. Slap to right side, that will be foul. Lisbon trying to make this a week that the Lisbon community will never forget. On Monday, the quarterfinal win, including a 5-inning no-hitter against Clarksville to put the softball team into the semifinals. On Tuesday, the baseball team won their sub-state game. And yesterday, on Wednesday, the softball team gets the win. Here's a fly ball down the right field line and bouncing into the glove of Sievers. Not making the catch. Great effort by Sievers, the freshman.
Good effort along that
One ball.
first base
2
line,
strikes.
just not able to get there quite in time.
That is McKenna Sievers, the freshman. Sisters with the second baseman, Macy Sievers.
And against Clarksville in quarterfinal action for Lisbon, just not really a contest. Riley Allgood throws a no-hitter. They score 5 runs in the 5th, another 4, or excuse me, in the 3rd, and another 4 in the 5th. They make pretty quick work.
There's a fly ball, left center field. In to make the catch is Mia Walker, and tagging and going to 3rd and getting called out is Molman, the base runner.
Trying to make something happen. Good heads-up play by the outfield to come up throwing.
Up to bat, what'd we do? We were more disciplined. You guys didn't? That's okay. You guys laid up here, and then you got good pitches to hit, okay? Lay off high, go get low, okay? Let's go, let's go. Team on 3, 1, 2, 3.
You hear the laughter in the huddle, Molly. I talked about how fun Coach Darrow is, but there's a look at the last play. And Molman out by a long shot.
Well, you mentioned Coach Darrow. You can see that respect that those players have, laughing over there in the huddle with Coach Darrow. Said she's a lot of fun, she's a blast. She wanted to give a shout out to her assistant coach. For the players, Jenna Snyder, they lovingly call her Sny Dog. Teaches over in the Rock Valley district. Nice chemistry, certainly in that Newell-Fonda dugout.
Little mid-5th inning stretch here. This 7-inning contest. Lisbon softball is back at state and back in the state championship game for the first time since 1996, which ended a 3-year run of consecutive championships for the Lions, and that is still tied for the most in Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union history. Ankeny, Dallas Center, Grimes, Davenport, Assumption have all also won 3 consecutive state titles in softball. Macy Sievers looks at strike 1.
And Davenport Assumption will have another opportunity to do so tomorrow.
In the championship game, the 3A field will take on Mount Vernon. That will get our coverage tomorrow started. Paul Yeager, Laura Leonard will be on the call for the 3A, 4A, 5A games tomorrow. Boone and Western Dubuque will battle in the 4A field. Top-seeded Fort Dodge on their home field will take on Ankeny Centennial, and a 2A game coming up tonight. Molly and I will have that one. Earlham and North Lynn's. Macy Sievers pops out for the first out of the bottom of the 5th inning.
Delivering a first baseman, Ella Larson.
And so Ella Larson to the plate, 1 away. Larson, the senior first baseman, is 2 for 2 at the plate.
She has shown a ton of confidence at the plate this evening. Does not need to see a lot of pitches. It shows some nice discipline there, trying to get her to chase on that first pitch. They know she is aggressive oftentimes on that first pitch. Try to get her to chase. She stays disciplined just like Coach Darrow has instructed her to do.
She's scheduled to play basketball for the Grandview Vikings, and they're getting one heck of an athlete in Ella Larson. Top-seeded Newell-Fonda 37-4. At the start of the championship game, the 3rd-seeded Lisbon Lions 37-8. Here's the 2-0, and that's off the front knee of Larson. And the runner is aboard for Newell-Fonda here. Didn't flinch much, if at all, here.
Nope, stands in and takes it.
So now Maggie Walker digs in. And Walker, an RBI single in the first inning. Popped out in the third.
Ball.
Ella Larson at first base, stole a base back in the third. Allgood gets a strike in on Walker. Maggie Walker has been to state softball all 4 years as a softball player, all 4 years as a basketball player, all 4 years as a track runner. Pops it up to Mia Peterson and is retired here in the 5th inning. 2 away. And Anna Belcock to the plate.
Anna unsuccessful in getting on base so far in this game. Hits over 400 on the season.
Larson on her way down to second. The throw on time. The tag not there soon enough.
Just gets under it.
That was a bang play there at second base. Robinson, the sophomore shortstop, applying the tag. Larson called safe. And Anna Belcock digs in. 0 for 2. Swings through that pitch. The runner in scoring position here, an opportunity to add an insurance run. Newell-Fonda scored 1 run in the first, 2 runs in the fourth. And Belcock takes it off the shoulder, and the second hit batter of the inning for Riley Allgood.
We'll see if maybe Tekow goes out and talks to her pitcher here. Looks like she's maybe going to let Allgood work through this.
Time.
And Newell-Fonda will use another
There you go. No one better.
pinch runner
Hey, way to go, base.
with Belcock here in the 5th. This is Isabel Bartek, the pinch runner. Scored a run in the semifinals.
Number 6. Yeah.
Do you want to re-enter her?
Yeah, usually I have to wait till she comes up. You're going to allow.
Okay, just to remind me. I just wanted to double check.
Yep,
Okay.
I will when she comes up. Hey, stroking puck.
Isabel Bartek. Her mom played softball at Newell-Fonda, played many sports at Newell-Fonda, but was an excellent pitcher at Newell-Fonda back in the 90s. Isabel's grandma, Sherry, a longtime assistant softball coach in the Newell-Fonda district. Grandma Sherry Warnemont coached daughters Dana, Laura, Kelly. Uncle Ricky was was the youngest of the group, an excellent baseball player as well.
Are you going to share with the audience that you're a
Should we let him in?
I think you should tell him.
Okay.
I think it's time.
I'm a
Otherwise,
Fonda
this
native.
is going to get a little creepy.
I'm a Fonda native. It's weird going through all the family trees, but it's fun talking about all the connections to Newell-Fonda softball that still play.
We thought Paul Yeager was on the air tomorrow night.
Oh, you will get many hours of Paul Yeager tomorrow night for 3A, 4A, 5A, and he will probably have more in-depth coverage of family trees throughout the softball teams that you'll have here on Iowa PBS.
He might know what the Fort Dodge Dodgers have for pregame meal. He is that in-depth.
He's texting right now. He is on the beat. 2 balls, 2 strikes here on Mary Walker as we try to move on desperately here. 2 outs, 2 runners on base for Newell-Fonda, working on a 2-run lead.
Get in there, batter, get in there, batter.
Riley Allgood, the sophomore in the circle for Lisbon. Here's the 2-2 slapped into right field. That's down in front of Nelson. Nelson comes up. The throw to first is not in time. And Larson scores from second. An RBI single for Mary Walker in the 5th inning.
Right beside
Clutch
you,
piece of hitting.
Right beside you, kid. No, you're okay. I just want you to know I was there. Now we want to re-enter her.
So Walker slaps it out to right field. Larson scores from second. Bartek, we went through the family tree, goes from first to third, and Walker now stands at first base.
First, third situation for Newell-Fonda. Are they aggressive here with 2 outs? Do they try to advance that run or try to put together a big inning?
And Lisbon head coach Bob Bunting out to the pitcher's circle here in the 5th.
Focus on 1 out. We need 1 out, okay? Don't worry about her. We got to go get the batter. We want the batter. That's our concentration, all right? Just relax, go get the batter.
Be able to throw it to 3 and out.
Huh?
Throw it to 3 and out. Like Taylor wants to throw it to 3 to see if we can get her.
No.
No.
No. We're not going to throw it away. Not even going to gamble on it. We need the out here. Don't need a mistake somewhere, all right?
As head coach Bob Bunting in his 52nd year, and Molly, we should thank all the coaches, the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, for agreeing to go mic'd up for our state championship game coverage here on Iowa PBS. So fun to share these great memories and capture these moments of Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union competition.
Well, you heard it from Coach Bunting. The Lisbon Lions focused on the batter here. Not looking to pick off a runner. They're going to focus on number 6 at the plate.
And Sophie Stewart fouls the first pitch back.
I'm good. Thank you for asking.
4-1 is the lead for Newell-Fonda. Stewart looks at one up high, and hesitating steal attempt for Mary Walker to try and bait a throw. Nothing there, and advances to second base. So 2 runners in scoring position now for Newell-Fonda. Bartek on third, Walker at second. Check swing off the bat for strike 2 for Stewart.
Newell-Fonda trying to break this game open.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
They can convert here. Really no reason to give Stewart anything close to the zone here. Way up in the count with 2 outs. You have an open base.
There's a fly ball, hard hit. Paige Rose is underneath it in center, and that ends the threat. Newell-Fonda gets 1 more run in the 5th, and they lead it 4-1 as we head to the 6th inning. Well, let's take a look at how we got here. 2 innings to go. 4-1, Newell-Fonda got it rolling in the first inning. Maggie Walker, this base hit that would get kicked to the fence would score Macy Sievers. 1-0 Newell-Fonda. No runs until the 4th inning, in which this ball with 2 outs, a single to plate Mia Peterson as Nelson drove one in, and Newell-Fonda answered right away in the bottom of the 4th. 2 RBI double for Mia Walker. She was pumped up The Mustangs were rolling, and then again in the 5th inning, the RBI hit from Walker. Larson wheeling from second base. Makes it a 3-run lead as we head to the 6th inning.
Not any big innings for Newell-Fonda. Credit to Lisbon. They have avoided some tough situations where Newell-Fonda has stranded some runners, particularly in that 1st inning. Lisbon hung right in there, avoided that big inning, but Newell-Fonda, they've just kind of chipped away. A couple run here, a couple runs there.
And you see Coach Jungers there at Molly. Both pitchers have pitched out of jams and gotten out of some situations where it looked like maybe a big inning could be building. But we go to the 6th inning. Where Kara Jungers, the freshman pitcher, facing Mia Peterson, Ella Clark, and Riley Allgood, the 3, 4, 5 batters for the Lions. There's a ground ball right side. Macy Sievers scoops, flips it to Larson for out number 1.
Sievers to Larson. It's moving to first, route number 1. Want to bring up first baseman Ella.
So Ella Clark now digs in. It's Macy Sievers, the junior. Makes the routine play. Clark looks at a first pitch strike.
Kara Jungers has had her fair share of strikeouts in this game, but has the utmost confidence in the defense behind her. Good piece of defense over at short, going deep into the hole.
Great play by Mary Walker.
Comes up throwing. Quick transfer.
Just ahead of a hustling Clark. And there's 2 away. Riley Allgood now to the plate.
And that's a good example of why Kara Jungers has such confidence in the defense behind her. We've seen
ground ball right to Walker. The throw handled by Larson. 3 up, 3 down in the 6th inning. As Newell-Fonda maintains their 3-run lead.
Situations, mass infield situations. All right, hey, we're on her. Keep push. Oh yeah, are we done? No. Okay, let's go. Find your pitch. Get your pitch and let's drive. Let's go. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3. Team, let's go. Hey, go. Find your pitch and drive. Find your pitch and drive.
Mary Walker, a couple good defensive plays. Out at short, sister Mia Walker out in left field. A couple nice catches out there tonight.
There's a great view of Harlan Rogers Park, Kruger Seed Field in Fort Dodge, Iowa. This is the Class 1A championship game of this 2021 state softball tournament. Alongside Molly Parrott, I am Brad Wells. Newell-Fonda Mustang fans in the stands, parents, community members, and yes, fellow classmates of mine, as we talked about, Molly. It's been a good game, though, here so far. A few innings where we've had some action that have resulted in runs. A few innings we've had some action that have not resulted in runs.
Newell-Fonda wants to add to their lead here. Definitely in that huddle. A lot of enthusiasm. Coach asking if they're done. Several of them said no, they want to finish this game. I think a couple said, I can't end on that. So I'm guessing that's a senior saying, I can't end my softball career on an out or my last at bat.
McKenna Sievers, freshman right fielder, takes a swing at the first pitch. Sack bunt in her last at-bat, popped out to right. In her first at-bat. Fouls that one straight back. Behind in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. So both pitchers had 4 strikeouts at the end of the second inning. We haven't had any Ks for either pitcher since. As you see the discipline by these batters. Scoop by Hall to throw over to Clark at first. And there's one away.
Yeah, you're right, Brad. Second, third times through the lineup, both of these teams starting to figure out what the go-to pitch might be for the opposing pitcher. And really heard Coach Darrow talk a lot about laying off the rise ball. Offered by Riley Allgood. Her team has been much more disciplined. Second and third times up.
There's Mia Walker. Mia Walker, the 2 RBI double in the 4th inning. It drove in Mary Walker and Kinsey Hinders. And looks at ball 2. Mia Walker, sophomore left fielder for varsity. She's actually the pitcher for the JV team. Also qualified for the state track meet this past year. The 4x2 swings through strike 1.
2 ball, 1 strike.
There will be some openings at some key positions next year. She's the type of player that you wouldn't be surprised if she would maybe move into that center field position after spending time in left this year. She's made some good plays out in left tonight.
Pop fly. Shallow right. Mia Peterson back to make the catch on the edge of the dirt for out number 2.
Mustangs center fielder Bailey Sievers.
That's a good job. Catches it kind of over her shoulder there a little bit.
2 away for the top of the order. Bailey Sievers digs in. Senior center fielder. 0 for 3 so far. Hard hit ball. Left center. And it is down for a base hit. Bailey Sievers. Her first hit in this championship game. A 2-out single here in the 6th.
And she just gets it to drop right in front of center field. Definitely a threat to steal second base here with 2 outs. See if she can put herself in a scoring position.
Leads the team with 36 stolen bases on the year. So Macy Sievers at the plate. Bailey and Macy cousins. Well, Macy does have a sister, McKenna Sievers, on the team. We covered that earlier. I said there was no test. I lied. There's a test now. Here's a rip into center field and gets away from Rose. Around second and third, Bailey Sievers gets held up. And sneaking into second base is Macy Sievers. Bailey ends at third. And that was a hard hit ball here by Macy Sievers.
Yeah, and I think Bailey was going, as soon as she saw that contact, she was going first to third. She was not hesitating whatsoever, regardless of that ball being fielded cleanly or not out in the outfield.
And that brings to the plate Ella Larson, as she has been the most potent bat for the Newell-Fonda Mustangs in this 2021 championship game. A single in the first, a single in the third. And then she stole a base, got hit by a pitch in the 5th, and then scored a run on Mary Walker's RBI single. Ella Larson was on the all-tournament team for basketball back in 2020.
Ball. Just up.
Having a fantastic championship game. And with 2 outs here, 2 runners in scoring position. A chance for Larson to add to it if Allgood gives her anything close to swing at. Fouls that one back.
I appreciate the discipline by Ella Larson. First couple pitches of this at-bat. Pretty aggressive her first few plate appearances. Swinging early in the count.
One strike.
If it's close, she's going to swing away, but shows that nice discipline. Like I said, those first couple pitches when Allgood tries to go upstairs, she is not fooled.
The count still in favor of the batter, Larson, and now it's 3-1. And you may be thinking really hard about that open base down at first. Allgood delivers the 3-1, fouled back, and will go full here with 2 away in the 6th inning.
Three ball, 2 strikes.
A 3-run lead, Newell-Fonda trying to add to it here in the 6th. The 3-2 is high and outside, and Ella Larson trots down to first and loads the bases for Maggie Walker.
Allgood goes to the off-speed pitch there. Really no reason to give Larson much to swing at in that situation. She's the hottest hitter in this Newell-Fonda lineup. Certainly don't want her to be the one to essentially blow this game open with one more at-bat for your team.
Maggie Walker 1 for 3 in this championship game. An RBI single in the first. Allgood misses low and away. Riley Allgood, the sophomore pitcher, has gotten out of a number of jams here at the state tournament, trying to get out of one more to keep this game at a 3-run deficit. Fly ball, shallow center field. Rose comes in, diving catch for out number 3 to end the 6th inning. No runs for Newell-Fonda in the bottom of the 6th. The bases were loaded. This fantastic catch from a senior center fielder.
Top of the 7th.
Coach Bunting letting his
Mike and drive, all right, top part.
Letting his Lions get themselves fired up here as we go to the 7th inning. Newell-Fonda 3 outs away from a state title. Lisbon looking for 3 runs.
Well, and if you're Lisbon, you gotta remember that you're not gonna do it with one pitch. So 1 pitch at a time. Get base runners on, put some ducks on the pond, see what happens, put some pressure on the defense. And for Newell-Fonda, certainly don't want to give a team extra outs in this situation. You want to go right at this first batter. Don't put anybody on base with a walk, anything silly of that nature.
For Lisbon, offensively, they'll bring Callie Nelson, Paige Rose, Blair Baltus to the plate. That's 6, 7, 8 in the order.
And if you're Kiera Jungers in this situation, she had some strikeouts early, but really she's just let this defense play behind her. Has only given up 3 hits. Some good defensive plays by the Walker twins. The left side of the infield, left side of the outfield.
You see Nelson's afternoon RBI single in the 4th. And fouls the first 2 back. RBI single. It's a hard hit ball to Sophie Stewart, who made a great play with the glove. There's our first strikeout since the second inning. One away.
Well, she does a great job of getting up on Nelson in the count. Able to just go upstairs a little bit. Nelson cannot catch up to it.
So now Paige Rose to the plate, 1 for 2. Slaps it up the middle, backhanded by Macy Sievers. The throw to Larson in time. Rose is retired.
Mustangs can feel it, 1 out away.
Nifty glove work there by the junior. So Blair Baltus steps in. 2 outs, top of the 7th. Swings past strike 1 from Kiera Jungers. The freshman pitcher trying to add a state softball title to the decorated resume of these Newell-Fonda Mustangs.
What a year. What a career for these 3 seniors, 5-year starters, all 3 of them. None of them will play college softball, but all will play some basketball at the next level.
No balls, 2 strikes, misses inside.
1 ball.
Bailey Sievers in center. Ella Larson at first base. Maggie Walker behind the plate. Your 3 seniors for Newell-Fonda is Blair Baltus battling and fighting here with 2 outs. Trying to keep it alive for Lisbon. Here's the 1-2. Fouled back. Just tipped and off the helmets of both the catcher Walker and the home plate umpire Mike Bell.
Inside the batter. Maggie, you good?
Count still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jungers, did it hit the knob of the bat? It did. This is a foul ball.
Jungers goes right at the hands of Baltus. See if she can jam her a little bit.
There's another 1-2, missing low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Top of the 7th. Newell-Fonda 1 out away from a 1A softball title. And fouled away once again. Newell-Fonda in their 5th state championship game. 3 runners-up. They were champions in 2008. Runners-up in 2006, 2009, and 2010. There's the 2-2 up high, 3-2 the count on Baltus.
3 ball.
Good at bat by the sophomore. Hanging right in there when the pressure is high.
Every player fight to the last pitch. Jungers. Go to the rubber. Here's the 3-2. Strike 3. And Newell-Fonda's your 2021 state softball champions for Class 1A.
Newell-Fonda with the target on their backs this year, target on their backs this week as the #1 seed. State champs in basketball, like we've said several times. Fitting way for this Mustangs team to end a very, very good season.
Newell-Fonda 4 runs on 8 hits. 2 Lisbon errors. Lisbon 1 run, 3 hits. No Mustang errors. Kira Jungers, the freshman in the circle. A complete game, 1 run, 3 hits. Struck out 6 batters, walked just 3. There's the last strikeout. And Newell-Fonda winners in basketball this year, and now they add a softball title as well.
Well, and Kira Jungers really just in control throughout that game, never got rattled. Did a good job of getting ahead on batters early in the count.
For the awards ceremony, presenting the Class 1A All-Tournament team medals is Farm Bureau Representative Mark Buskell. Here is your Class 1A All-Tournament team. From Lisbon, Kelly Nelson. From Newell-Fonda, Bailey Sievers. From Southeast Warren, Josie Hartman. From Wayne, Maya Willie. From Wayne, Sterling Bent. From Southeast Warren, Brianna Nolte. From Newell-Fonda, Ella Larson. From Lisbon, Peyton Robinson. From Newell-Fonda, Mia Walker. From Lisbon, Riley Allgood. And your Class 1A All-Tournament team captain. From Newell-Fonda, Kira Jungers.
Quite an honor for the freshman, Kira Jungers. Nice to see both pitchers, Kira Jungers and Riley Allgood, selected for that all-tournament team. Good performances by all of those young ladies this week. Congratulations to those student athletes. Southeast Warren did win the consolation game 4-0 over Wayne. They will get 3rd place.
Good look at the all-tournament team there, and from this championship game, 3 for Lisbon, 4 for Newell-Fonda. And he smiles and ends a week of fantastic competition here in Fort Dodge at this 2021 state softball tournament. As you see the great crowd on hand.
And now for our trophy presentation. Congratulations. In addition to receiving medallions, every participating player will receive a commemorative softball provided by Iowa Farm Bureau, title sponsor of the Girls Athletic Union. Presenting awards are members of the IGHSAU Board of Directors, Deanne Kramer and Travis Fleshler. Congratulations to the runners-up in Class 1A, head coach Bob Bunting and the Lisbon Lions on an outstanding 2021 softball season. And your 2021 Class 1A State Softball Champions, head coach Courtney Darrow and the Mustangs from Newell-Fonda.
Newell-Fonda's second state softball championship, first since 2008. Miley, we talked about how Lisbon had beaten Newell-Fonda each of the last 2 years at state, once in the quarterfinals, once in the third place game. Newell-Fonda gets the win here today in a great softball game.
Well, exciting softball action. We expect nothing less here at the Rogers Sports Complex. Looking forward to the 2A game. Congratulations to Newell-Fonda.
The Newell-Fonda Mustangs topping the Lisbon Lions 4-1, and they are your Class 1A state softball champions. One more game coming up here this evening from Fort Dodge. The Class 2A title game. It is the 4th-seeded Earlham squad against the 2nd-seeded North Lynn team. That is all coming up next right here on Iowa PBS.
Funding provided by...
You work hard to feed them well. That's why at Fairway, we're committed to our foundation of personalized service while treating our customers like family and valuing our employees. Fairway Meat and Grocery, that's what we're all about.
By Muscle Lighting, the sports lighting specialists, providing lighting systems for you, your project, and your community.